Welcome back to the channel, guys. I forgot to take my screenshot at exactly 12 o'clock because I was busy watching a movie and I was like a minute late. But I do have a screenshot from like 20 minutes ago, and I can prove that we made over 300 mil. So next should be Rune Lords, which I have to exit and reload. Alright, so since my Rune Crafter has been busy all day making the 10 for Rune Lords, I have not been able to make any more gold runes. I have managed to put pretty much all of the ones that I had before on monsters. The 3 that are in there now I just got from extracting a monster, and then I'm going to put the 3 6s on one of my mythics. I just haven't actually decided which one yet because I'm thinking about ranking. What I've spent all day doing today, it feels like all day, is just going over the monster names and naming them based off their GPM and based off which runes they have on and whether or not their rune slots are open or closed. I did finally hatch the Sun Cookie, but he needs fed before he can make his full GPM. And I'm not sure if I have enough food saved. It doesn't look like it. But I've basically taken all of the gold that I've been making and been making food with it. So I have to open up the rune chests for Rune Lords. Alright, so opening up all the chests put me at 463, but that won't last long because the event just started. In PvP, I have basically just been doing the same system that I've been doing for the past like month at the end of the season, which is do as many attacks as you can to get attacked enough times to fill up your battle log with losses on defense, and then just go through and revenge them all, which I just finished going through and revenging them all. Except this guy because he was so much higher up that I didn't want to fight his team. And then the rest I revenged, and this is the most recent one that I haven't revenged yet, which don't mind revenging that. So what I will do, probably as soon as this this timer goes off, is I'll just ram a bunch of attacks in until I fill that back up again, and then I'll go to bed tonight, and then when I wake up I can do revenges, and I'll keep that cycle going for 2 days. The difference will be tomorrow I will actually have the Rune Lords, or not the Rune Lords, the Rune Guardian active. I just need to make the 52 mil, which, as you know, that should only take a third of a day, which is 8 hours. And we will continue after Rune Lords to go back to crafting tons of gold runes to put on all of our monsters, and hopefully by the time that's over, I will know which monsters all have open sockets, because an example of a monster with open sockets looks like these down here. How they have just O's, that means I know that I need 6 runes there, or 5 actually, that I have open spots for 5. And you can just go around and click them now, the habitats that I've been naming, and I can see like right there I have 6 more that I need. And that's what I plan to do with all of my monsters. Teddy is going to be one that I can actually rank because of PvP eggs, so he's going to be the one that I put those 3 6s that I have saved on, because I'd prefer to get them on the monsters that mythic monsters I'm going to rank up first, because the mythic monsters that I rank up are going to be higher than 364 GPM, whereas like if I just went ahead and threw them on one of these, they're going to be 364 GPM for a while, whereas Teddy's going to be more than 364 GPM in just a matter of a week. And then I went around and noticed that I had like commons that were wearing crazy runes from a long time ago. Like I had a regular Tyrannosaur that had like 3-4 team speeds on, so like when you extract them you get your runes back. I do not think you get your runes back when you sell the monsters, so I'm trying to avoid selling monsters and trying to extract as many of them, commons and low ones, as I can. And I'm working currently on making legend habs. I'm going to try to make legend habs to replace every single one of these habs that my pandas are on. I'm also going to slowly manipulate the pandas down to where I get rid of any panda that doesn't make at least 200 GPM, and then it doesn't at least have 3 runes on it. I've also went through and tried to change all the pandas that I found that had level 1s on, like right here on the far right. They were 1 golds, and I went ahead and changed them all to team golds. But I'm still making a lot of GPM from the small habs. I was able to notice that when I slept for 9 hours that I missed out on a ton of GPM, or I think I would have been able to finish the event at like 310 GPM, but the last screenshot, was only at 303, and I think in those 20 minutes I would have gotten another couple of mils, so I think officially I'm at like 305 in the event, and that's probably what I'll consider the benchmark for next event, is that this event I did 305, so next event I'm trying to beat 305. In this event we beat our last one, which was 280 by 25 mils, so next time I'd hope to beat that one by 25 mil, meaning if I can get up to where I'm making 230 next Gold Fever, then I think I'm on the right track to successfully making a ton of gold. The event, I am definitely getting this ruby. I just don't know how cheap. I bought the first cells for 14, and I haven't been max collecting, but I'm thinking after I breed another monster and feed one more food and get one more gold collect, it should be around like 60 is what I'm hoping, or 40 something is what I'm hoping the monster. But either way, I think by 2 hours or 1 day and 18 hours, I need to get on to the last 50 cells and then just put all my time in. If I can, as long as I'm not spending more than 150 gems on this monster, I'm fine with it. It's going to be my Nemesis team, and if the El Colossal, its magic comes around, I have the combo for her, I will go ahead and breed an egg or two to try and get at least her to 115. I want to rank my Nemesis team to 115 at least. I know everybody else says 130, but I feel like what most players can do in this game with 130 monsters, I can do with 115s. Like, I'm not your average player. I'm not saying that, I'm the best. I'm just saying that I can usually do pretty well with less than what people expect somebody to do pretty well with. I do have my Hyperion cells. I don't know who we're crafting next. We have Lino Worm in there now, and we're ranking up Teddy. As soon as Teddy's done, I've got a bunch to rank up for GPM purposes. All 3 of those are GPM purposes, but Seaquake, we got the 200 from the dungeon, and the dungeon was fairly easy, and then he's going to count towards book rewards. So I'm still aiming to rank up all of the book page to 3. The new Hendrix that's coming out or whatever, I can't stand how gay he looks, the little phone guy, but he's definitely somebody that I think I'm going to get and put on my team. He's a denier with artifact at rank 3, and I think a denier is an amazing thing to have artifact on, but I feel like it's going to give me a better matchup versus the Graken and Thasla Lino Worm teams that everybody likes to use. Alright, so now that we grab our 10, that should definitely put me higher up in the ballpark of this event. Let me see. I think I'm actually going to change this one back to a regular speed just to keep it busy, because I don't see me needing a speed run anytime soon. Alright, so we're going to flip a 10 3 times in the event, which means I think we're going to do very well in this Rune Lords. So if I can keep remembering every event to have my rune ready, I don't think we'll ever have a problem making top 5k in this event. But we're still missing 3 events that we need to be top 5k'ing. That's the breed event, the food event, and the gold event. I think I can get the breed event as long as I make my panda cells and my Greenasaur cells during the breed event. I think just with making green eggs and ham is what I call it. I think that's enough to top 5k. It's just a matter of it being so boring and me finding it, too hard to just sit there and keep doing it without just giving up and watching a movie or doing something else, and then I don't end up finishing it. I just tell myself 25 gems ain't worth it, and then it's like, yeah, but you do that 4 times in a month and you just told yourself 100 gems ain't worth it. So it's definitely something that I need to get on better track. People asked about war. I've been asked many times about war. Again, I don't really care. I just go for like any monsters that I could beat. Like, I'll probably attack this one next. It looks fine. But I don't know how much longer I gotta wait. 6 minutes. I guess if I'm still in this video somehow in 6 minutes we can fight this team. But yeah, I can show you, I guess, my battle log or whatever. Alright, so what I do is I don't really go for the top and I don't really go for the bottom. I just go after some people in the middle to just get my attacks in. It's really just a chore to me. I have no excitement, no joy at all in war. None of it is fun to me. Like they could just delete war from the game, and it'd be the same as it was when they deleted Team Battlegrounds from the game. I'd be like, oh cool, I don't give a shit. But this is what I went up against, and I've won all of my attacks. And I got 2 more to do, and then I'm done. And that's war for me. Like, I can't understand how people enjoy war, and they'd be like, oh well, it's so much strategy. And no, go fight a human, bro. Like for real. If you want to sit there and tell me about strategy, maybe it's time you start battling a human, because that's where strategy matters. Not fighting some AI and not fighting with crappy monsters because you're given a restriction. Like that is an excuse for why you own a bunch of junk, man. These Pokemon collectors be telling me how awesome war is. Like, all right, bro, cool Pokemon collection. I'm glad you get to use it in this thing called war. But the next step, though, on what I can do for GPM while my Rune Crafter is busy is save gold, farm food, feed monsters, and make sure that I change the names on all of the monsters, and that's it. So being that PvP is coming to an end in the next couple of days, I will be reverting over to PvP, and I have made some changes since the last time I talked to you guys. I'm not going to do PvP fighting in this video, but I will tell you guys the changes that I've made. Alright, so I'm not wearing the same mask anymore. I took Jaster's off of Tabora. The reason why I took it off of Tabora is Tabora's AoE trait disable does not do damage and therefore was not triggering the mask to stamina drain my opponent, which defeated the point. So I went ahead and leveled up this gold relic. It cost me 10 mil food to take it from level 1 to level 35, and it removes 180 points of stamina, which is enough to take out the legend's stamina. It's not enough to clear out a mythics. The mythic still gets to take their turn. So basically Tabora has stamina gain in the essence and stamina drain in the mask. And then I moved that relic that I spent all that investment in over to Siamus. Since Siamus has stamina gain already, I felt like she could use a stamina drain. Her AoE does do some damage, plus leaves a bleed torture, plus CDA, so it was perfect for her. The problem that I'm running into with her is she is so slow. I want to rank her up, but I also don't want to waste all of my amber because it's going to take pretty much more than half of the amber that I've saved up in like months to be able to rank her up. But it's definitely a possibility. I just don't know how relevant it is because I want to replace her with Henrich when he comes out. So I want to use my dust to rank him up. And I was just told today that there's a good chance I might get him higher than I expected just because of the frat event. So if I do get him higher than expected and it only takes like 500 to 1,000 dust to rank 3 him, that'll be really, really cool and sweet and he can go in this spot. Now where it gets really interesting is over here on my Bombetta. I don't own a large chunk of diamond relics, and I'm sure I could craft better diamond relics for this spot, but these two are doing the role that I need done. The problem that I was running into is I can't beat area dodge taunt teams. So what I've done to step my game up versus area dodge taunt teams is I've got rid of the Nur move on Tabora. The Nur torture immunity move, don't need it. Bombetta has Nur. But Bombetta only has Nur if he's got stamina to take his turn. And every single time I would go against any single team with Odana, I was never getting to take my turn with Bombetta because his stamina was always out. Now with them bronze relics that he's wearing, even if I get pump seated to 0, even if I'm drowning, once his turn starts, his stamina goes up to 90, then the drown triggers, and he's still got enough stamina to take his turn and do his move, and if I need to use a Nur, then I can use a Nur. But now that I'm not using the Nur, I put this in its spot, and this in its spot allows me to trait disable one of the area dodge monsters in the area dodge taunt team, since I'm usually coming out of the gate with this and taking out the taunt monster, or this. I got 2 options now for whichever way I feel like doing it, and then this one is allowing me to hit the area dodge monster. So first, take the taunt monster out with this. Second, take let's say Wormlad with this, and then Graken can get CDA'd from Simus, and then I can AoE somebody. You know, it's a big difference in what I'm doing now. it helps a lot to be able to AoE curse, or I mean AoE damage quicksand, and already have them cursed and quicksand like they nerve. So being able to, after they nerve, slap this on if the taunt was put back up. There's just so many more, like, I don't know how to explain it. There's just a lot more situations in the fight now where I'm like in a much better position because I have two options instead of just the one where this didn't even work on area dodge teams. Meaning on an area dodge monster, my Tobora literally had no way to get a hold of the area dodge monster, meaning this is an AoE move, this is an AoE move, this is an AoE move, and then this was a NER. So there was no way for me to interact at all, meaning the only way I could even touch an area dodge guy was to smack him with Bombetta. And Bombetta was basically always under being controlled. So yes, I now have a way better matchup there, and I got these two ugly relics on Bombetta, but as you can see, they work perfect against Odana, and Odana is the lead on a lot of defenses now, I've been noticing. I don't know how common it's going to stay, but it's definitely common for where I'm at in PvP that I go against Odanas. And they come right out of the gate, or even Ignis or something. Just basically every damn time it was my turn, my Bombetta would be out of stamina and I would charge. Like, and yes, I did have like Nabutos armor on him, but here's the catch, guys. You got to be under 50 health for Nabutos armor to even trigger, and if they're just whacking you with like an Odana, they're not taking away half your health. They're just putting you under no stamina with a drowned. So yeah, it was just too much. This is now plenty. One doesn't work. If you just put one on him, he goes to 0, and then he bounces back up to 45, and then drown takes him down too low to be able to cast his skills. So now I have a much better setup. The relics are working fine, and I will be turning on the Rune Temple in about 8 hours, and then we'll have 2 days of easily making top 1k, I believe. Like, we're not having any trouble at all making top 1k. And we will be getting a free level 10, I believe, yes, for making top 1k. And then we get another one from the race for the 325 gem chest. And I will be looking into doing a task soon. I think doing a task is going to give me enough gems to make up for pretty much what I spend this month. But I'm going to wait until the next double gem comes for the task. They're not. It's like right now it's only on surveys, and I'm not a big survey fan. So as soon as the middle one is glowing happy hour again, I'm going to start an official task and try to get some better gems. Mainly just to make up for the ones I've been blowing. I would like to get back over 10k gems. I think that it could be good for the content of my channel to just keep my gems as high as possible. People like to see a lot of gems. I get a lot of people ask me questions about my gems, so I feel like maybe that's just a sign that I should keep my gems really high so that people can always be like, people were literally telling stories like, "Y'all, I know who you are. You're that guy who makes 9,000 gems a week." You're like, I wish, man. I've done 3 tasks since I've been playing. I do not make no 9k gems a week. I do make about 600 gems every month, though, and I'd like to get that up to 800 and some. There was even 25 gems, I think, in the quest dungeon, which comes around once a month. So, like, there's a lot of things I think that also added a few gems here and there that people don't credit. But that's what's going on in my islands. It's pretty much the same old, but hopefully over the course of a week it won't look like the same old. We did spend like all of our gold. As you can see, I'm completely broke, man, and we were up to where we should have like 700 mil, which means by now we would have had almost a bill, and yeah, so we basically spent a bill this week. And we did not do what we were supposed to do with it. If you remember me telling you I was going to step away from PvP and I was going to work on my GPM, and then what do? We just went ahead and spent a bill on relics and feeding monsters all for PvP. So that technically was a lie. I guess it's official that now is when I'm going to start saving for not PvP, meaning as soon as the PvP season ends, I will have a clean 2 weeks almost to focus solely on GPM and trying to get these pandas out of here. Now my overall GPM might go down as we get the pandas out of there, but at the same time I will have the ability to save gold like before an event and during races, whereas like so far officially I have not been able to be very good in a race with gold. I basically just hit collect all every time a do your part comes around, because it doesn't make any sense for me not to. Like, I'm just sitting there trying to save gold up for like a joint effort or one for all I can't do, and then it's a waste. It's like, boom, you drop 20 mil on a node that, you know, is almost 200 mil. You don't get hardly jack for points, but yet you were sitting there waiting when you could have been making more gold. So that's how I've been doing it, and I think that once I get rid of all the pandas, it won't be that bad anymore. I'll be able to actually like say, hey, I can do that 50 mil quest. Like I got 80 mil saved up or something similar. You know what I'm saying? And I have noticed that I got a bunch of 150 monsters. I'm trying to get the team golds on the smaller monsters, and I'm trying to get the regular golds on the bigger monsters. And then I do need to start getting the habs leveled up, guys. That billion gold that I spent on PvP could have got spent leveling up like 10 major habs. So like that's what'll be getting done in the next 2 weeks is hopefully leveling up seven habs a week. And we got 90, so I'm thinking, in 10 weeks I should be able to get all my habs maxed. Hopefully 2.5 months. So, and that should make my year, meaning I got a new goal in the year, which is to make level 100, which I don't think should be hard. I want to get screenshots of level 100 with the egg before the egg gets engraved. So, I think today alone I made almost half that level, meaning I leveled up last night before going to bed, and I'm already halfway to 99. And that's all from spending the bill on food. So I think if I can get it to 100, I'll be happy with under a year. And then if I can get all the habs max to a 4 in under a year, that would be a really sweet accomplishment too, I believe. So that's what I'm up to in that department. Let me make sure I've went over everything. The Lino maze, I am not doing well. I will not be getting cells to rank 1 him from the maze, but I will be still ranking him. My goal is to focus on getting him rank 3 and getting Henrich rank 3 so that I can use them in the gauntlet and not just PvP. I think it could go a long way in the gauntlet. That should put my book page pretty high because Teddy will get rank 3 from chest. Tabora's already rank 3. I'll rank 3 Linworm and rank 3 Henrich, which means I will have Aatrox, Craster, and the new Maze Monster to go all the way from rank 0 to rank 3, and Seaquake from rank 1 to rank 3. Accomplishing that mission will give me 29 through 10 chests. So that'll be great. You get 8, then you get 6, then you get 4, and then you get 2. So that's a total of 20. I think that will basically double my top end rune collection, and I think we would be sitting in a great position on our account wise anyway for being free to play. And then maybe if one day in the future we get lucky and there's a way to get Thunder Kong, we can start completing the other page and getting plenty of rewards for it. So anyway, guys, bear with me. Stay tuned. Tomorrow should be another video. I'm not sure what the difference between today's video and tomorrow's video will be, other than all my monsters better be named by then, because I've put like 5 hours into naming my monsters, but I haven't got around to the big island in the middle yet. I just got this island done, this island done, this island done, and this island done. And I think I even got, Dark done. And then I haven't done any of the loose islands that don't have boosts. I haven't got the Thunder Island done, and I did get the Fire Island done. So yeah, I just got the loose islands and the Thunder Island to get done. And hopefully by the end of tomorrow I can have that done. I am breeding the Drake combo now to prep for race. I haven't activated the Breed Guardian. I'm going to wait for the next event to do that. But I am working on trying to get drakes for a race, and then every one that I don't get that's a drake, I'm going to go ahead and feed an extract just to try and get Graken cells. And if I don't get Graken cells, I'll be getting Hornet cells, but either way I'll be getting cells that I need. But I'm not necessarily sure if I'm going to take Hornet past 115. I think I'm just going to look into Electric to find out what's a good monster to farm for GPM. I think this little robot guy is probably my best bet. Yeah, so I will make a bunch of him with the extra electric cells that I get after rank 115ing my Hornet. That's the game plan that I have in electric anyway. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Later.